Hi, everybody, and welcome back to a very another special episode of The Reading Glass.
This is Sip It Back number 2, Catching the Mockingjay.
I'm Dylan.
And I am Becca.
And I actually don't hate her today.
Because we're not reading the series anymore.
I should still hate you.
He started watching part of an episode that I'm editing right now. He was like, I forgot this. And then he got mad all over again. It was actually quite hilarious.
It wasn't funny, y'all. She had to finish reading the book to film today.
It was a hectic day. I had a day. You know I had a day.
I know you had a day. I just had to give you a little bit of crap. But on the bright side, we're here and we're ready to record. And she is red like Catching Fire, and I am blue like the Mockingjay. Hey.
I literally did that not on purpose
It was
whatsoever. I was like, what color are you going to be today? He's like, I think I'm going to be blue. I said, okay, I don't know why, but I'm going to be red for blood. And then he was like, you fucking matched the books, you idiot.
I love you.
Totally not on purpose, but we're here.
And we're ready to finally wrap up The Hunger Games, another series under our belt.
Yep. And it is book 2 and book 3 of the Hunger Games series by
Suzanne Collins, my girl. We love you. You destroyed my life in high school. Fuck you.
Yeah, we're rereading it, and I'm just like, what?
It's bloody.
What? This was YA when I was in high school? What?
Do you know that teenagers now are reading, like, smut in their YA?
Yeah, what?
Like, there's this apparently, like, new book series going around called, like, Catching 13, and it's teen. It's a YA. It's all over Book Talk right now. But it's 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds in the book having the sex. And you can buy it at Target in the YA section. I should know. I was at Target this week not buying books.
I don't know if I believe that. He has a problem.
Anyway, you guys, Becca picked out a lovely wine for the finale of our Hunger Games.
The wine pairing that we chose today is called Malbado. It is a Cabernet also. It is apparently an Argentina wine.
We're branching out from California.
Finally, because the other pick that I gave Dylan as an option was a California one. He was like, well, maybe we should do that one because the description of the Argentina wine says it has soy sauce in it, and I don't know about that.
I hate you.
We're chewing it anyway, so. It had great reviews on Total Wine, so I was like, try.
Total Wine also had great reviews on that gold wine that we got for Flower Gleam and Glow.
Everyone said it was very surprising of how good it was.
On
they
this
were
wine?
expecting worse. Yep. It's really pretty though.
It's really pretty. Tell me why you picked that one, actually.
Well, it was going along, with like the whole Hunger Games feel, especially with book 2 and 3, where, Katniss becomes more of a Mockingjay and she's painted as a Mockingjay. So even though the picture on the bottle is a man, far away, you're like, oh, it kind of looks like, little wing action in the back to where it looks like she is the Mockingjay in the bottle. So,
Ooh, or like the wings is like the symbol for Katniss and the man is PETA.
ooh, okay. I like that too.
I like that. I think that was in your head and I just kind of dived in there for you.
Okay.
You're
thanks.
welcome. So let's see, folks, if she keeps the cork in today. Becca, would you like to open us up?
Please remember that you also broke a cork, so.
I know, we're keeping tally. Make
Okay.
sure to keep a tally
We're
on
on
the
1-1.
comments. We're at 1-1.
Oh, and I also love our new wine glasses that Dylan got for us.
Gotta love Target.
They're so cute.
They are really cute. I had to get you the black one. Like,
This
it's
one's
super
black.
cute.
It's super cute. Definitely screams me. And yours is green.
Of course. I wasn't really sure whether or not to get the green or the blue one, but like the green spoke to me.
I like green.
I wanted to get a gold one, but Target didn't have a gold one.
And just remember in the past couple episodes, everyone, that he hated gold and said if I change anything that is gold in here, he will kill me. So, holding him accountable on this with his gold comment.
I don't
gold.
have a gold wine class.
Gold.
So we're good. Can you open up the wine, please, ma'am?
The back of it says, against all odds, the vines grow strong and give life to the fruit that we carefully transform into a one-of-a-kind Cabernet. This is the story of a hostile land turned into a victory.
Okay, that is very Hunger Games. I will give you that. Oh, God. I'm not going to hear the end of it, folks. Her little yay. So now that we have our wine nice and poured without a broken
Cork. Woo!
I hate you.
Yay.
Let's go ahead and give it a
Cheers.
sniff and a sip. Ooh, it kind of gives me Freak Show.
It smells good.
But it's also a Cabernet-like Freak Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, cheers. So Becca's right. Don't get used to me saying it.
What was that, Dylan? Is it good?
No, it's terrible. It's the worst bottle of wine ever.
Will you buy more?
No, it's not my Black Cloud or my Rot Daddy vine from last.
It's pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to have another sip now of the wine I don't like.
That's good.
I like that it's not dry.
Yeah.
And I like that it has like almost like a springtime
Kind
aftertaste.
of. Yeah.
Like,
Very refreshing.
It's bright.
It's not full. Like, it's not heavy.
Has a very light scent to it too. I approve.
It is 14% alcohol, everyone.
Of course it is.
We don't know how to go under 13.
Some of those wines you were looking at before were like 13.5. I'm like, Becca, you could do better, girl.
But then the two that we narrowed it down to were
14.
both 14, and you're like,
I
whoops.
really like this.
Okay. I approve.
10 out of 10. Alrighty, so now we are going to go ahead and discuss Catching Fire and Mockingjay without any spoilers because, we want to give you lovely viewers who haven't read Catching Fire and Mockingjay, which, like we talked about in the previous Sip It Back, there are quite a bit of you. Time to decide if this is something you would like to read, and then we will jump into the spoilers, and we will see you when we see you.
What would you say about these books from Hunger Games?
The tones are completely different this time around. It feels more deadly. Now, keep in mind, Catching Fire is my all-time favorite book in the Hunger Games trilogy, the original trilogy, I should say. I was texting Becca, I blew through the book in 2 days, and she was like, how are you reading this so fast?
I think you blew both books in a day and a half.
Mockingjay I took a little bit more time with, simply because I feel Mockingjay, how do I say this? It's not as good as Catching Fire in my opinion, but it's still really a great book, which I appreciate actually more as an adult. That's, I think, the whole crux of this Sip It Back episode for me. I appreciate these books more as an adult than I did a teenager.
Oh, 100%.
Which is weird.
But I feel like you understand a lot more as an adult than you do your teenage years. Teenage years, you're still trying to figure out who you are, who you want to be, and whatnot. So I feel as though as an adult, it hits you a little differently because you're like, holy shit. When I reread these books, I was like, I don't remember a fucking thing of all of this fucking happening.
So it was a new story for you. It was kind of like almost reading a new book.
Yeah. So it was very nice of a refreshing moment, as you would say.
So obviously Catching Fire does continue on the story of Katniss, the boy with the bread, Peeta, Gale, all of her friends from District 12 as they get ready for the Victory Tour, which essentially celebrates her winning the Hunger Games. Her and Peeta go on this journey throughout the entire 12 districts to essentially, to be honest with you, it's kind of like them rubbing it in their faces, the other districts, the capital almost forcing them to rub it in their faces.
A little.
And as this Victory Tour is about to begin, Katniss comes home from hunting with Gale to discover President Snow just chilling in her house, and he's pissed.
It's basically a big government battle.
Especially Catching Fire, it's all about towing the line between hero and vigilante, between trying to stay alive versus being alive.
Yeah, a lot of rebellion too. It really puts you in the perspective of rebellion. That even in the rebellion stance, there's still a leader in the rebellion trying to tell you what to do, what they want you to do, kind of thing.
I know who you're talking about. I don't like her.
Yeah. I totally forgot it was a girl, too. I totally remembered it as a boy.
And fun fact, she's played by Julianne Moore in the movie.
Yes, yeah, I haven't
That's
watched
weird.
these in so long either. Continuing on.
So with Catching Fire, obviously, as we said in the previous episode, we go back
to the arena.
I thought we escaped that.
We go back to the arena, and then a bunch of stuff happens. We'll talk way more. Way more. But for all those who have not read the books yet, basically you go back into the arena. There's a twist because it's the quarter quill. It's every 25 years they do a quarter quill. Haymitch's was 50. I was like, oh, so Haymitch kind of gets mentioned of a little bit. If you don't remember, Haymitch is Katniss and Peeta's tutor from the Hunger Games. He is a drunk.
He has his reasonings, though.
I 100% understand that. You kind of get to know some of his games, but there is a full prequel that we are going to be reading for our next Sip It Back in episode 12.
12, yeah. I just have something ironic to say. Tick-tock. That sounds like a clock.
Fuck you. You will understand that in a minute.
You will 100% understand it.
Honestly, it's just a big government dealing, soldiers, and especially with Mockingjay, I would say it's a big rebellion.
I'm trying not to spoil it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we can't really diverge what happens in Mockingjay without completely spoiling the end of Catching Fire. Because Mockingjay is the conclusion. It is what wraps up Katniss' story against Snow and the Capitol. And in order to really go into what happens, we have to spoil Catching Fire. So I think on that note, honestly, Becca, is there anything non-spoilery you want to add?
Just real quick, reading these as an adult, it brings you back definitely for your high school memories if you read these in high school with us, or whenever you were younger and you read these. Rereading them, if you have not read them in a really long time, it does feel as though you're reading a new book because you're like, holy shit, I forgot all of these things actually happened in these books. A lot of different plot twists, if you will, because sometimes I was like, whoa, it captured me back in the moment. It captured me back in the book, and it made me want to know more, and I really respected that. I also think, especially with Mockingjay, it is 100% very, 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 very very, very government based, to where like this shit could happen at any point, honestly, because it almost sounds as though way back when basically all of the districts were a united front and they lived of how we lived. And then out of nowhere, they divided districts. And then when they divided districts and shit happened, shit hit the fan, and they blew up District 13 of when like chaos happened. And then this is why the Hunger Games happened in the first place. All of this rebellion, all of the government stances and whatnot, I feel like it's like a potential what could happen in the future of if anything kind of thing. As an adult, it makes you like look at it differently and be like, holy shit. And it just makes you have a better like respect for these books, I would say.
100%, especially with everything that's currently going on in the world
now,
today, especially that happened in the previous week.
Especially like the bombing and everything. Like,
I will never understand bombing a country that doesn't have bombs to make them not want bombs.
I'll never understand a lot of the things that our government does, but that's way above my pay grade.
I can get angry about it though.
Yeah.
I can catch fire.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we're not going to get fully into politics because I hate politics in the first place.
100%.
So, Dylan, without further ado, I think it's spoiler time.
So it's time for you, if you have not read Catching Fire and Mockingjay, to be bid adieu. We love you guys. We will see you soon when you come back after reading the end of the Hunger Games.
But if you're here for the banter, please stay tuned. Dylan, would you like to start us off in 3, 2, 1?
I have to start off with my baby, my Finnick O'Dare.
It would be Finnick.
Are you surprised? Would you like a sugar cube?
He reminds me of Jax in fucking Carvel.
Yeah, but let's face it, Finnick walked so Jax could run. Let's be 100% real.
But I figured that you would love and like have the baby be Finnick because of how much of a dick he came off of, and that like that's your type. I'm sorry, but it's
I like dicks, like physically and my type of man.
It's your type for sure. So like when I was reading him, I was like, bet you anything, this is Dylan's baby. This is Dylan's baby.
So I have 2 babies. I have my PETA, the boy with the bread.
Finnick also.
So I hated Finnick. I remember distinctly when I first read Catching Fire.
So you didn't like him?
Obviously, because, we're putting Katniss's mindset. By this time, she has gone through the victory tour, which, you know what? Rewind it. Cut that. We'll come back to it. Let's talk about good old Cornelius Snow, our lovely President Snow.
I always forget his name is Cornelius.
I think it kind of fits, to be honest with you. So my friend Cornelius Snow shows up and
He's
essentially...
your friend?
No.
You just said he's your friend. Tell him.
When you read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and you watch the movie, you will understand the weird, lusty obsession some people developed about Snow.
I don't like him.
No one likes Snow.
Continue.
So, good old Cornelius Snow goes up to Katniss's house, and he essentially tells her, you have instigated a riot within the districts. You are causing an uprising. You need to quell this shit, or I'm gonna fucking kill you. Let's be real.
We love that.
We love that for her. Love being threatened in the first chapter.
Yeah.
And you find out that not only has, he been spying on her, he knows her and PETA, which we did not leave them together at the end of the Hunger Games. They were not good. They were hurt. PETA was hurt because he thought it was real, and Katniss was hurt because she thought he knew it was a game. You find out that, it's pissed off Gale because Gale was watching the games and watching her kiss PETA.
And Katniss is all confused because she doesn't know if she likes Gale that way or if she likes PETA that way, and it's all just a very confusing love triangle for her.
Which, let's be real, she had every right to not know. She was dealing with so much stress. I don't know if I'd know who I'd want to kiss. And then Gale coming out of the blue and kissing her and being like, I had to do that at least once. Boy, you just watched her fight to the death on national fucking TV.
And you think she's 100% okay?
Yeah,
you think that she doesn't have some PTSD or anything going on in her head of the nightmares and everything? How do you become a functioning normal human being after something like that?
You don't. Right. Most victors went crazy. We see some victors that go crazy on that morphling stuff.
We meet a lot of new victors, all the past victors for sure. Because the Quarter Quell, our 75th annual Quarter Quell of the Hunger Games, has the biggest twist to where President Snow...
I think he rigged it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, 100%, dude. Okay, so for the Quarter Quell, they announced that all the past victors, one boy and one girl from every past victory from the Hunger Games that are still alive, will be going back into the arena.
They have to reap from the existing pool.
And I'm pretty sure he did this on purpose simply because of their whole victory tour and everything, and because he basically said, you have to prove to me, Katniss, that you do love him, for the people to not be in a riot anymore kind of thing. What he wanted was the people to be calm, for them not to be in a riot, for them not to be in rebellion. But since both of them had the night berries in their hands in order to start taking to die together, it started a whole rebellion. And he didn't like that because he was the president, and he didn't want to be overrun as a president. So he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up, honestly. Holy shit. Gotta love him.
No.
Wait until you read The Ballad of Songbirds and
I'm
Snakes.
still gonna hate him.
I know you are. But
Okay.
I'm excited to see your, like, change and, like, see into his mind. That's something that, as I'm reading Catching Fire again, because I've read, you know, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have read Sunrise on the Reaping. I know the stuff you don't know yet. So I'm, like, sitting here, my wheels are churning, and, like, I'm
And
like...
you can't say anything because
It's
we're
weird,
only talking about these 2 books.
It's because I've made the connections.
Okay.
Which I wasn't expecting. Because when I read Sunrise, I didn't reread these books because by the time Sunrise came out, we were in the midst of our podcast planning. I knew Catching Fire was the first thing on our docket. Well, The Hunger Games was the first thing on our docket. And I didn't want to, like, reread these books twice in a year. Does that make sense? Like, I am all for rereading certain books every year, but I didn't want to do it twice. So now, after reading Catching Fire, which to this day is, I said this earlier and I will say it again, is my favorite of the Hunger Games book. I think it's the best written. I think it has the best arena. I think the stakes are the highest. I like Katniss in this book. I like that we finally get to see a girl who isn't selfish. In case, you know, you guys remember from the previous book, she was trying to get out alive. At first, she didn't care about Peeta. She was just like, no, I need to survive this because she sees him with the careers.
Yeah, and she thought that he just turned his back on her, basically. That's why.
And then you find out in Catching Fire, her and, like, Haymitch are talking, and she's like, hey, did you really choose me? Like, because he had a choice. He could get Peeta out or he could get Katniss out. He couldn't get them both out before the new rule was instigated. And then he was like, I did choose you. And after she realized she was going back into the arena, she went to Haymitch. They got drunk together, which was the best scene I think I've read in a while, which because it's the most logical scene in my head.
Yeah.
And she's like, we save him this time. And that is the first time I felt Katniss was, like, truly selfless.
I give her mad respect for it.
Because she still had Prim. That hadn't changed. I mean...
Don't talk about Prim.
Oh, did I strike a nerve?
Continuing.
Struck a nerve. I can't wait to... We're going to dissect this a little later. She still had her mom. And if you think about it, remember at the beginning of Catching Fire, they said, like, how technically their old residence was the dwelling place of her mom and sister. And technically Katniss lived in Victor's Village, which she got for winning the Hunger Games. And they came and lived with her. So if she died, they'd have to go live in squalor back in their old house.
But at the same time, like, I always thought too, if a Victor dies with old age and their family still lives, like, does their family get to inherit everything that they have? They don't mention it in the book.
The children of Victors is discussed in Sunrise and the Reaping, but that is all I can tell you.
Okay, well, we're not talking about that right now.
I'm being very good boy. When we find out that the existing pool of tributes will be going back to the arena, that obviously opens up a bunch of new characters.
It does. We meet all the old Victors, or at least a good majority of them. One of them is Finnick.
We love Finnick, the love of my life. Don't talk to me about Finnick.
Sugar Cube, really.
Chaff, good old Joanna. I love Joanna. She was spicy. Well, there was Madge, the old lady.
Oh yeah, poor Madge.
That made me sad.
Poor Madge. Madge dies, everyone. We'll talk more into it here in a minute.
Why did you say that to me? That hurt.
Beatty?
I do like Beatty and Wyrus. We do get to call them nuts and bolts, which is really, really fucked up, but it kind of suits them.
It does. It really does.
Brutus and Anabaria, who are other districts. Kashmir and Gloss, which are I believe they're the Victors from District 2 because they were from the same district as Cato and Clove from the first Hunger Games.
They kind of mentioned that too in the book too.
Yeah. Speaking of our lovely tributes, I asked you this question with the last Hunger Games. Who would you have wanted to win if Katniss and Peeta couldn't win in this Hunger Games?
I would pick your baby, Finnick.
Why?
Because he was actually a nice person.
What? I'm sorry, what'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
He was a nice person. But he was a dick when he first met Katniss.
It was a show.
It was. Everything's always a show when it goes to the Capitol. I understand that. And there was an alliance behind Peeta and Katniss's back with Haymitch because Haymitch was trying to keep both of them alive still because the rebellion was happening behind every closed door and Katniss and Peeta were out of the blue.
They couldn't be trusted.
So I respect Finnick for doing what he did to revive Peeta because he basically almost died. And
I love reading that scene from Katniss' point of view. He's kissing Peeta!
So I respect him on a level. He's still a dick, but then he goes into a softie because of everything that happens and Annie and whatnot.
Mad girl he loves.
I understand it.
That's who he loves. Not some showboaty girl from the Capitol, the mad girl.
But that's who I would pick. You're welcome.
What can I say except...
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Why do we just sing every episode now?
I don't know. It started with Flower, Gleam, and Glow.
I think it started before before that. We were singing Wicked.
Popular.
Yeah, exactly.
We also get our old favorites back. Good old Effie and Portia.
Yeah.
And her lovely styling crew who actually have hearts.
And Cena. His face just changed.
Can you not? I don't want to camera this time.
See, that's why we don't talk about Prim. We don't talk about Cena, so there we go.
Cena was...
What happened to Cena?
So Cena, I'll never forget this quote. He says, "Don't worry about me getting emotional. I channel my negative thoughts and energies into my work," and he fucking mad at him. I'm so fucking pissed. Okay.
Okay, watch it. Are you gonna write a letter?
Dear Suzanne Collins.
Fuck you, you fucking bitch.
You are a fugly slut. We do not trust you. You kill our babies. I'm really not okay. I don't know if it's the soy sauce wine hitting or what, but...
Dylan, no love, just Dylan.
My Cinna, my baby.
Yeah, he was your baby in the first Hunger Games.
I keep discovering all these children I'm adopting, and it's just like, oh my god.
There's a lot.
Maybe that's why Jax growled at me last time, because he senses all the babies I'm adopting, and he's like, no. So Cinna decides to go ahead, essentially channel his emotions into his work. Long story short, before like we even go back to the Capitol to go into the Quarter Quill, Snow is essentially forcing Katniss to get married in the Capitol, and they're doing this photo shoot with the dresses that she could wear, and they have to vote on the dress that they like, and right after they vote on the dress that they like, they announce the fucking Quarter Quill, like, oh hey, did you really like those dresses? Yeah, you're not gonna see a wedding, because you're gonna fucking die, because she's the only female tribute alive.
In District 12.
Fuck you, Snow. I don't like you.
Hey, there we go.
Snow forces her to wear the wedding dress that won, and Cinna transforms it so when she twirls on the stage and she's showing everybody the dress, kind of similar in the previous book, it shifts and burns and transforms into a dress that is a Mockingjay. And I don't think Snow liked that.
No, it was like a huge sign of rebellion.
Which Katniss still was just like, pretty dress.
The only reason why the Mockingjay is so significant is because of her pin still. Her pin that she still has from the Hunger Games that Madge gave her in District 12. And it has always been a representation for rebellion. It's just become more and more and more popular, more fierce, more meaningful for everyone in the districts, to where like they respect it. They see her as such a big icon to where it makes her an even bigger icon.
Because Mockingjays were never supposed to exist. Because originally they created these mutts called Jabberjays to spy on rebels during the war times. And then they decided that the Jabberjays were not useful because the Jabberjays were carrying false information. They tried to kill them all, but they underestimated that species' will to survive. So the Jabberjays mated with female mockingbirds, and that created the Mockingjay.
Fucking weird.
But it's still a beautiful thought. It's something the Capitol couldn't fucking control. As much as Snow wanted to, he couldn't fucking control Katniss. Suck it, Cornelius.
There's a lot of mutts in this.
Oh, I loved it.
There's a lot of mutations and mutts. I was like, I do not remember all this shit.
Yeah, it's really freaky.
Especially Mockingjay. Anyway, continuing on.
Any hooser. So the morning of the arena, the stylist goes with the tribute to the area where she'll be like blasted off into the arena, and she is in the tube waiting to be lifted. If you've seen the movies, at the very least, you know that they go in a tube to be put into the actual arena.
They don't show it in the first one.
Good old Katniss is waiting to be lifted in her tube
And
when
they're
a
just
bunch
paused.
of fucking...
She's just paused. She's waiting for... She's anticipating in order to go up, and they don't do it for a while, and then out of nowhere...
Fucking peacekeepers come in and murder my baby in front of her, beating him to a pulp. Well, we actually find out in Mockingjay that he dies under interrogation.
But they beat him up, they drag him, but they severely punish him right in front of her, and she's in a glass little vase thing to where
she
she's
can't get out
supposed
of.
to go up into the Hunger Games, and Snow 100% did this on purpose for her to know, don't fuck with me.
I think we should fuck with him a little bit.
So the Quarter Quell is a pretty crazy arena.
Probably my favorite that we've seen of the two so far.
It's a crazy arena. It's a literal circle. They all start in the water, and they do this on purpose because half of them kind of know how to swim and half of them don't know how to swim.
I would be so fucking terrified if I didn't know how to swim, and then I'm just surrounded by water.
And the cornucopia is literally in the direct middle, and all the forest and jungle and whatnot is on the outside. And it's like, well, if you don't know how to swim, goodbye.
But they did have those life vest things that like...
But no one knew about them until you like actually got into the fucking water, and then Katniss figured it out, and she was like, oh, that's perfect. I can help save people and help take people and blah, blah, blah. But everyone's just still frozen. Like,
what the fuck are we gonna do?
What do I do? What? Like, I can only fucking imagine that shit of like not knowing how to fucking swim, and then you're instantly, boom, dead. District 1 and 2 just killed you. Or
Fuck
1 and 4.
District 1 and 12. Fuck District 12. 12. We're going for District 12. Sorry, the wine's hitting. The soy sauce wine.
We don't like District 1 and 2 and 4.
I like 4. That's where Finnick's from.
Well,
Can you? What do you have against my husband? Is it because he is blonde? Is it because he tried to feed me sugar?
chill.
I have no chill. I am blue. I am like ice.
It's pretty crazy, and you have some pretty interesting characters that you are involved in the entire Hunger Games, and you learn a lot. The TikTok reference is because
TikTok, the arena is a clock. That was insane to me because
Yeah.
she mentions it when they're like jumping off of the platforms, and like she's mentioned that it's divided into sections, and then it's hinted at because in each hour there is a different nightmare event that occurs. There's this one fog that they encounter, which I think was the first
It was
thing they
the first
encountered
one,
that
where you lost
causes
the old
toxins, where they lost Madge.
Is
That
it
hurt
Madge
too.
too?
Madge. They lost Madge in the.
So Madge is with the mayor's daughter, and Madge is also the old lady you lose?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I didn't make that connection. Okay, I'm having a moment like you did with the books. So she's with Madge, and they're like running through the forest because they're like breaking out in like pussy highs. What is it with the Hunger Games and pus? And literally like running, and it's affecting their nerves. She's running, and they get past the section, and she sees it like pressing up against the section, the
force
pipe.
field.
Yeah, the force field.
She sees the force field, and she only sees it because of nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
Of mentioning it to her when they were in the training arena.
But no, it's when it's after she gets out of the quill. After she gets out of the forest, like the foggy area, and she sees it pressing up against like the other section,
It was
like
a
glass.
glass type surface to where it was kind of like making sure
Curling.
it wasn't going like
Another
towards
section.
either towards another section or towards the actual like beach area right before the water. It was like that for every single one, but they didn't know it yet until they met up with Bolts and Nuts.
And good old Joanna.
Yeah, and
good
Joanna.
old new Joanna.
Yeah, Joanna was not happy. Joanna's a bitch, but she has bitch for a reason. So
Fucking Snow taking everything she loves.
yeah, and it's just crazy that like with every victor, fucking Snow,
He uses them.
he also manipulates them to the furthest extent. So where it's like, nope, I still have control over you, little sock puppet. Dance for me.
Katniss is the only one that wouldn't. Well, she tried to, but it wasn't good enough. She had already started the fire. I do think my least favorite like section of our good old clock was the orangutans, the monkeys.
Fucking monkeys?
Fuck that monkey.
Those were fucking weird ass mutations. All of them just showed up out of fucking nowhere.
And then just started attacking and
without-
biting.
Yeah, like just killing people. Like what?
Made the Morphling stand out though because she sacrificed herself for PETA.
Yeah, I did not like the Jabberjay area. All the screaming.
Yeah,
Could you imagine like all your loved ones screaming and then just basically it's the capital, just whoever's controlling the Hunger Games of just like manipulating sound and whatnot. And Beatty mentions it too, like, oh yeah, it's very easy to control and manipulate voices. It's very actually easy. And
Great. I still don't want to hear that shit. It drives you fucking insane. So as we're going through this arena, when Finnick started like screaming for Annie, I cried and I was like, no, my baby, no, like it's fine, like you're gonna get a happy ending.
it's very sad, especially even for Katniss too, because she keeps seeing Prim and then she hears Gale and then
Fuck Gale. Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. Fuck Gale. I understand why he's necessary, and I understand he has a point. And yes, to a certain extent, I even do agree. PETA is kind of a damsel in distress.
he goes crazy.
And he was kind of useless. Like,
He goes crazy in Mockingjay, that's why.
but he's so useless in Catching Fire. He's useless in the Hunger Games. I can own up to that shit. But I think Gale is just awful. He's hate, and he's anger, and he's violence, and he's blood, and he's...
No words.
I don't remember hating him this much.
You really, really hate him. I don't think I hate him that much.
I don't
understand
like
his
that he manipulated
reasoning.
her feelings. He was genuinely trying to manipulate her into loving him. And that's not cool, bro. Like, yeah.
He was kind of gaslighting her, yeah.
PETA knew, okay, like, yeah, she's probably ended up with Gale. And let's face it, she probably would have ended up with Gale if he hadn't manipulated her. Because she did love him. And I do think at some point she did love him a little more than PETA. But then she started to realize, oh my God, this guy is actually kind of a terrible person when I have this golden boy with the golden bread and the golden hair. He just needs golden skin and we'll be back
To Guild.
Oh God. But it just bothers me. It gets me so upset. And it got worse in Mockingjay, which we will get to. At the end of the day, like, I also feel super bad for Katniss when it comes to Catching Fire because everyone didn't fucking trust her. They used her. Even Haymitch used her. Finnick used her. Joanna used used her. Like, yes, they were trying to get her out. Spoiler, they wanted to get her out of the arena. There was an entire, like, plan to bust them out of the damn arena, and they didn't trust her.
Everyone knew besides PETA and her. It wasn't even just her. It was her and PETA.
That's fucked up. It's fucked up because you know what? At the end of the day, they still separated PETA and Katniss because they came up with this plan, essentially, to fry the beach. So it would cut off the seafood.
It was Beatty's plan.
It was Beatty's plan because he used his wire that he used to kill people in his Hunger Games. He actually developed that wire. So he's trying to, like, come up with this, like, plan to get rid of all the other tributes. And Katniss wants to leave. And PETA's like, let's see the plan through. And Katniss has a lot more intuition than people give her fucking credit for.
Yep.
And she's like, no, we need to go. And then he hands her the pearl and makes me cry. And I'm just not okay.
And then her and Joanna are taking the wire and trying to go to the beach. And at the same time, Joanna knocks her over the head with a fucking rock.
And then cuts the tracker out of her arm.
Literally cuts her fucking arm open because it goes onto your arm.
And then Inabari is chasing her. And then the wire snaps. And it's fucking chaotic. You're like, what the fuck's... Oh, okay, cool. We're going. This is going.
And then the lightning strikes at midnight or 12. It was a fucking clock still. So, I mean, every single section had its own little fucking thing that it did. So, like, you had to time it correctly, but they were always unsure of what everything did. And even PETA had to make an actual clock off of a leaf and, like, write down what every single section does. Like, oh, and they had to look a certain way in order to know that is noon, that's 1, that's 5, blah, blah, blah.
That's when good old Nuts died.
Yep. So, I mean, when the lightning struck finally into the wire, Katniss, like, she came to consciousness again. And she threw her arrow at the force field.
Fired the arrow.
And then explosion. And
because of what Haymitch said.
And that's basically like the end of Catching Fire.
Do you remember Haymitch was telling Katniss, when you're in the arena, remember who the enemy is? And she realized none of those victors were her enemy. Not really. The fucking Capitol was.
Yeah, but she realized that too little too late.
And then she gets broken out of the arena, and they don't fucking get PETA, and she loses her damn mind. He gets captured by the Capitol, and Katniss gets out with Finnick. Joanna's captured by the Capitol along with Enobaria, and then, like, she's going through, like, healing and being knocked out constantly until she comes to, and Gale's hovering over her, and he's beat up, and she's like, what's going on? What happened? And then Becca?
She finds out that, PETA got captured by the Capitol, and he is basically roused up with, Caesar on live television, and gradually, every single time he goes back onto live television with Caesar, he looks worse and worse and worse and worse. And why does he look worse?
He's getting hijacked, but we forgot something.
Hijacked?
Forgot something, my friend.
Okay, what?
Sorry, but we forgot the most pivotal part of Catching Fire. Katniss, there is no District 12 because it was fucking blown up by snow.
That's how they end Catching Fire, yeah.
And then we pick up with Mockingjay.
So, if we remember correctly, but if you have not read these books, so District 13 is basically bombarded. It doesn't exist. So now, because of what happened in Catching Fire at the very end, Snow also does the same exact thing to District 12.
So kind of him. They only get like 800 people out in time.
900.
PETA's parents are not included in that.
Nope. Gale barely made it out of the mining area alive.
That's so sad.
He had to grab her family and he had to grab his family and try and help everyone else and direct them into
the woods.
Where
District 13 picks them up.
Eventually. They all went to the lake of the house of Katniss's dad that he had. And I think they were there for like at least a couple of days and then they finally were rescued.
And then we pick it up with Katniss being essentially insane.
And
she's broken.
Yeah, and PETA turns insane too. With hijacking. What was hijacking now?
Oh, when they use Tracker Jacker venom against you and warp your memories.
With memories that are actually not true. So, unfortunately, when they finally do break PETA out, he doesn't know what's real and what's not real to where he almost kills Katniss.
I mean, I don't really blame him. I'm a bad person, okay? I'm a PETA apologist. I'm a PP, a PETA apologist. As we find out, District 13 is being controlled by President Coin, and essentially she wants Katniss to be the Mockingjay for the rebellion, the face of the rebellion. But Katniss has a couple lovely little prerequisites, we shall say.
She has demands.
The victors are completely extinguished of their crimes.
They're relinquished.
Yeah, relinquished. My apologies. They were relinquished of their crimes against...
For any crime punishment that they did against the Capitol.
Prim gets to keep her cat. Good old Buttercup.
Fucking Buttercup.
I love Buttercup. Leave Buttercup alone. He's so cute.
Fucking Buttercup. He's a grumpy little cat.
That's essentially the major ones I could think of right now.
And the final, most important one. She kills Snow.
But does she?
We're getting to ahead of ourselves.
The soy sauce wine is saying different.
Do you need more?
So as we're going through our lovely time of Katniss becoming the Mockingjay, she finds out that her old prep team has been captured by the Capitol and being kept inside of that little closet.
Not the Capitol, though. District 13 captured them.
Finnick is my sugar daddy. We figured it out, folks. Finnick O'Dare is sugar daddy.
Even though he was your baby, how can he be your baby with being a sugar daddy?
He upgraded.
I was going to say, you're going, downwards, you're going backwards.
You can go downwards, upwards, backwards, wherever he'd like to go. I'm not going to say no. He is played by Sam Claflin, ma'am.
I set myself up on that one.
You really did.
Okay, we're moving forward and back into this episode, Dylan.
Forward, backward, left, and right. I'm down. Let's go. We're going back into the Mockingjay.
You are talking about Finnick and you know it.
I'm not. I'm talking about the I'm talking about the book. I am blue. We're on my section. Now you're gold.
I don't know
I
how
have
the
color.
fuck that happened. Go back.
There we go. And we're back. Okay, so I don't even remember where we were come the Mockingjay, but I know we are in the Mockingjay part of Catching the Mockingjay. Let's pick up with her filming these propos, these
I don't like
promotions.
the fucking propos.
I don't like Plutarch.
I don't like that it's called propos for
That's
one.
weird, right?
It's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't really like her production team. You get to know her production team, and at the same time, I'm just like, what?
So as she's filming these propos, which, is stupid, which you agree.
It's so stupid. I understand, but don't understand at the same time. Like, it's all an act.
It's until she goes out to the district and she meets Paler and she sees the hospital being bombed and she meets with all those people that they finally get good footage, because Katniss is not an actor.
Okay, really quick pause. Is it weird that I remember Paler more than I remember Coin?
I kind of block Coin out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
'Cause Coin's a bitch. She
Yeah.
fucking used Katniss and then she's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. Well, she wanted to kill her the entire time. She wanted Katniss. She didn't want Katniss. She wanted to rescue Peeta, because it was a whole spiel of voting who they wanted to rescue more, and she voted Peeta. And the whole thing with Peeta of him being hijacked and he doesn't know what's real and what's not real still put him in like their little military ensemble at the very end too, to like try and kill her.
I'm gonna be blunt. I love that Katniss is the Mockingjay. She has been the Mockingjay since the Hunger Games. But I do wish they had rescued Peeta.
Oh.
Explain myself.
I feel like it would be because Peeta would then have his own voice and you would have his point of view instead. Or you would have the seriousness of what she goes through, of whatever Snow puts her through in the Capitol.
Sort of the second one. I wish we had more Snow and Katniss interactions. I feel like he was just this like haunting presence, and we didn't really we got one really good scene at the end of the book where after everything's gone down, which we're getting to, and she goes and she's getting that rose, and my dear Miss Everdeen thought we agreed not to lie to each other.
I hate the whole rose concept in the entire series, because then I'm like, I like roses. Fuck you guys.
Okay, I'll get you a rose that smells like blood. I got you.
I don't want a rose that smells like blood.
It's already on order. It's on Amazon right now.
Fuck you. I love roses in general.
I know you do.
But they're not my favorite, but I still like them. They're just very cliche. That's why I don't like them that much.
But they worked for the series.
They did.
They worked eerily well.
The rose symptom, also reminds me of Hunter Rebelrich.
Oh, my Lanta.
Because there's a Cressida in Mockingjay, and there's a Cressida in that series.
You're right.
And that series is our villain.
I was actually thinking about Hunter Rebel Witch the other day.
Why were you?
Because I really want to reread those books.
Was it that, or was it because the author liked our post about the episode?
Yes, thank you. Shout out to Kristen Ciccarelli for hopefully watching our episode. And Suzanne Collins, we hope you watch this and enjoy me calling Finnick Sugar Daddy. But I can't believe she saw that. Did it blow your mind a little bit? Were you like, oh?
That was when I woke up, dude. And then I sent it to you immediately.
You're like, oh my God.
And then I had to wait for your reaction. I was like, hurry up and wake up, hurry up and wake up. Wake up, Dylan, wake up, Dylan, wake up.
Dylan, open your fucking eyes now.
Yeah, and when you finally responded, you were like, oh my God. And I was like, yes.
It's insane. It makes me wonder if she watched the episode.
You never know. I mean, I'm tagging everyone now, so.
Sorry, Raven Kennedy, for the first 2 episodes.
I went back to every single episode besides Caraval, because I'm like, I don't want to put that on the author that we didn't like that series. So.
We'll eventually touch upon Once Upon a Broken Heart. We did rearrange some stuff in our filming schedule, folks, mostly because I'm an impatient bitch.
100%.
How much did you bet with yourself that I'm going to start Zodiac Academy? How much do you, in your mind, bet that you're going to get a text? So we need to film a Zodiac Academy episode, like, tomorrow.
He's too impatient for Zodiac Academy, even though he said in doing the Plated Prisoner series that he wasn't used to series, but now he wants to do a bigger series.
Because it kind of got me hooked. I realized after reading, The Plated Prisoner, and even reading, like, Catching Fire and Mockingjay to tie it back in, the longer I'm with the characters, the more they kind of feel like my friends. Like,
because they're your book friends. They're your book family.
They
and then you
held
lose your
my hand.
book family, and then it's
like
terrible.
Finnick. My sugar daddy gets eaten by scaly lizard men.
Are they men? They could be women. That'd be worse.
It's worse than Sale being a Sale.
The
I was
mutations?
so upset.
Dude, the mutations at the very end of Mockingjay are
Insane.
Moving forward, we have gone far off of this episode. I apologize, everyone.
So, Becca, did you feel that we kind of went back into the arena with Mockingjay? With the final battle? With, like, everything kind of going on?
Yes.
We were back in the fucking arena. Welcome back to the 78th Hunger Games.
76.
76. Well, were they in the 70s? They were in the 76th.
No, they
yeah,
were
no,
in
it was
the
the 76th.
75th. This is every 25.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 76th annual Hunger Games.
And I only say that because the little crew in the military that she ended up in finally. And after they were trying to do the promotion thing, an actual bomb went off because the Capitol caught them. They figured out what they were doing and XYZ things. And then all hell breaks loose. It goes back to the time, and she even mentions it in the book that Katniss, like, her brain rewires to where she's like, I'm in the arena. I'm in the Hunger Games again.
Here we go.
Because fucking mutation, fucking lizard men
Jump out at her.
jump out at her, and then are
Stalk her.
they the same ones that they're like, Katniss?
Yes, they're the same ones. And PETA is echoing that because he is also a mutt. He is a fucking mutt.
They turned him into a mutt, and I was really upset that they turned him into a mutt because he shouldn't have ever been a mutt. And I'm really upset because PETA, for one, I did not like PETA at all during Mockingjay because he just wanted to kill Katniss because his brain couldn't comprehend what was real, what was not was real. And then there was the game at the very end of like, okay, we're playing real or not real.
I like the game though. I thought it was a very kind of beautiful way to kind of segue into it. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, like, he wasn't himself almost the entire book.
they destroyed him. It's so funny because when I first read this series, I felt like Katniss and PETA were completely destroyed in Mockingjay, and I hated it. I hated Mockingjay. I thought it was the worst book in the series. I do think it is not the best book in the series.
Sure.
If I had to rank it, it would definitely go Catching Fire, Hunger Games, Mockingjay. But I was like, I feel like the characters, they destroyed them. They were these really strong people, and then she just made them fucking weak for nothing. No, they were fucking torn apart. It never really hit me how truly torn apart they were.
You know what I kind of respect Suzanne Collins for, though? Is that she turns a main character crazy. She flips them around into completely different characters from beginning to end.
100%.
I respect her for it because it's very out of the ordinary and it's very different from what you normally read. And still to this day, I like with rereading these books, like we said earlier, I'm like, these are YA.
It's dark.
It's a dark YA for YA. We've read this shit in high school. What?
And we ate it up in high school.
Like,
and we didn't know what we were reading, if you think about it.
No. Even with watching the movies again, I'm sure, Mockingjay, the movies, it was split in two parts. But I don't even remember where they cut it off. But I'm pretty sure that they tried to do their best to land Mockingjay as much as possible. Catching Fire, I feel like they probably, sped up different parts, left out, especially like
The Capitol Rebels she encounters in the woods is cut. I remember that. It wasn't necessary.
but they don't show like the most important parts probably in Catching Fire, I would say. I mean, it goes and gives with movies and books. Like they can put in whatever they want to put in and take out whatever they want to take out kind of thing. So, I mean, the books are just so much better.
100%. So with Mockingjay, because you were curious, they actually split it where PETA comes back. That's the cutoff point when he starts choking her.
I figured as much because like that's such a cliffhanger to hang people like, oh, turn into next part kind of thing. So I understand that.
It's still a great book. Mockingjay definitely wraps everything up, and it has its sweet moments, especially with Finnick and Annie's wedding, because she's rescued too. And
Gil is also important in Mockingjay. I'm
he
sorry,
is very
buddy.
important.
He is because
but at the end of the day, he is. I give Gale credit for stopping the war because he eventually devised this idea that humans will save each other. So they draw in a group of humans. They set off bombs. People come in to help. They set off more bombs. That is the idea behind his way of stopping the war.
but he used children.
He doesn't know. He claims he doesn't know. So essentially, at the end of Mockingjay, after Katniss has gone through the 76 Hunger Games trying to make it to Snow's mansion to assassinate him, losing Boggs, who I loved. I fucking love Boggs. He kind of was like Digby to me.
He reminded me of Digby too.
She's trying to make it towards Snow's house, and, she sees the parachutes, and then they blow up, and then she sees other medics rush in, and it it's Prim.
And then the rest of the parachutes blow up, and then bye Prim. And Katniss
Burns with her.
Yeah, because Katniss hears her yelling her name, and she sees Prim, notices Prim, knows who she is, so she starts running after her, and then she gets caught in the explosion.
And then the whole point of the Hunger Games is done. Like, Prim's dead. And Suzanne Collins knew from the beginning, Prim dies. And Gale was the one who designed the fucking bombs. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, he did design them. It was so sad.
I was pissed because he's like, well, the one thing I had going for me
was protecting your family.
Okay, cool. So you're going to gaslight me after killing my little sister? Fuck you. But to be fair, Coin knew that it would drive Katniss over the edge. She wanted Katniss to be driven over the edge so she could start a fucking another Hunger Games.
I didn't understand that either. When I read that again, I was like, what? We want to start a Hunger Games with all of the Capitol's kids? Like, you're just repeating history at that point. What's the point? If you want to move forward, like, if you really want to move forward in life and everything, like, why are we trying to repeat the past? You shouldn't be repeating the past. And that's...
She wanted to be Snow.
Right.
I really think she had, like, this really sick obsession with him.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really get to know Coin too much. She was kind of like the central figure that we knew from the distance.
But she acted a lot like Snow.
Mm-hmm. And Katniss finally fucking realized it, especially when she went to see Snow in the greenhouse. And he's like, I thought we agreed never to lie to each other. And it's really fucking sick and twisted that Snow, at the end of the day, was the one telling the truth.
100%. I agree with that.
And
completely.
I give Snow credit for that. I'm sorry. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but
no.
He told the fucking truth when Coin was a liar. All she wanted was to restart it. Snow has a granddaughter. If you're going to assassinate Snow, what is the point of putting his innocent granddaughter who literally did nothing through that?
Yeah, you're literally just repeating the exact same thing of what they did all those years. Why do you want to repeat that?
You're not better than them. You're just as bad.
Yeah, learn from your fucking history if you want to be better. Otherwise, you're just as worse.
I give Katniss so much credit. When she fired that arrow and she killed Coin, I fucking cheered her on. And I understood. I'm like, you know what? That's how she goes when she like went to go bite into her suit that has like the Nightlock pill, the suicide pill.
Oh yeah, this is how I die. Bye.
Like, cool, good for you, girl. You did what you needed to do. You prevented another fucking war.
Yeah, she prevented everything.
At the end of the day, she was insane. I don't care. The character was insane. Katniss went utterly mad. And it was 100% justified.
And you went through that journey with her.
And you even felt a little crazy at the end of it. You're like, what's real here? What was the point of this? What was the point of her going through these Hunger Games? What was the point of her being this Mockingjay?
What was the point of her doing all of these things of individually of like her as a person compared to like what they wanted her to do and whatnot? Like, what was the point? Because like if she did take that Nightlock pill and she just died, what would be the point of the entire book series, you know? She was such a hero, and then at the end of the day, she's still the bad guy. It's fucked up.
Wasn't the bad guy, at least to us, because we know her. She was like a friend to us.
Right.
And then she does kind of get her happy ending. And like, you know, when she goes back to 12 with Haymitch, which, I mean, granted, Haymitch is not the best caretaker.
No, because he's still a drunk.
He'll never recover.
No.
And you'll understand why in a couple weeks. But Peeta comes back, and I remember the scene.
He starts being himself again.
Because he cares.
Because he realizes what's real and what's not real.
You love me. Real or not real.
Right. I love that's how they ended it and then went into the epilogue. Yeah. And it was like 20 years later or whatever. And I understand while all these things were happening and Katniss had to go back to 12. I understood of like bringing characters that you met prior back, like Gracie Say.
I love Gracie Say. I'm so glad she got included and she didn't die.
Yeah. I'm happy about that too. Still really sad at the end of the book because of Prim. So like Katniss's mom, you never know her name, but
you find out her name is Astrid.
Yeah. So Katniss's mom and Katniss don't really have a relationship anymore because Katniss's mom can't go back to 12 because it just reminds her of all the pain, which I understand. Fair. But at the same time, I understand of Katniss's side of you too, where like Haymitch tells her all these things and Katniss is like, what about my pain? I'm the same way. And she kind of just almost gives up until Peeta actually comes along. Then she picks herself up again.
Because she realizes she never really needed Gale's fire. She had enough fire in her own. She needed Peeta's calmness, his steadiness, his boy with the bread, the guy with the pearl. Like, Pearl Daddy.
Why do we have two daddies in this episode?
It just hit me.
I think they all just hit you.
No, and I'm always so excited every time. But with Peeta, the boy with the pearl, the boy with the bread, he was the calm to her storm. And, you know, 20 years later, we see Katniss as an adult. She's a mom.
She still has her issues. They're never going to go away because PTSD is real.
And she wonders how she's going to explain it to the kids. Like, girl knows that.
I can only try and imagine, like, to explain all those tragedies happening in her life. And she even put it in a book. And it's of part of her history now that all the children, you know, start learning about and whatnot. But to tell your own children of kind of like what you went through, like what age would be appropriate to try and tell them that?
Well, she says the girl knows and the boy will know soon. And she's hoping the book that she makes with PETA, with the remembrance of the victors, including Finnick and Annie's newborn son, she's hoping that she's able to explain it to them. And, you know, she wants to tell them, you know, the way she gets out of bed every day. She thinks of every good deed that's ever been done. And yes, the game may be tedious after a little while, but let's be real, there are worse games to play, which we've learned.
Well,
I'm sad that the Hunger Games is kind of over. It was a journey, a nostalgic journey.
yeah, and I really enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it more than other YAs, but I mean, it reminded me
Of being a teen again. But it felt like the stakes were higher reading it this time.
Yeah, simply because of knowing more and understanding more in the world, I feel like. So being an adult and like actually rereading it and whatnot, you just realize so many other things. I don't know, it really captured my attention again, like I said prior, and I thoroughly enjoyed rereading them. It was a good first sip it back.
And we are excited to actually go back to Panem when we do the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping, which is Snow's backstory and Hamish's Quarter Quill. I'm very excited to hear your reactions to that.
I'm excited to read them, but that won't be until episode 12, so we have a little ways to go since we are doing every 4 episodes for Sip It Back.
But we have a very exciting episode for you guys.
I would say
next.
it is not exciting. I would say it's fucking depressing as fuck.
We are going to be doing the Deathcast series by Adam Silvera. It includes 3 books.
Depressing.
I'm very excited for this series.
Depressing. He
It
wants
is-
me to be depressed.
I do not, okay?
With
It
his
is-
favorite author, he wants me to be depressed.
It is.
These are terrible books because it
Can
makes
I
you
get
very
the series
depressed.
name out, ma'am? Now that we have calmed down, we are going to be doing the Deathcast series by Adam Silvera, which includes the 3 books. They both die at the end, the first to die at the end, and the survivor wants to die at the end.
So they all sound extremely depressing. Thank you, Dylan.
Payback for The Plated Prisoner, Becca.
These are really fucking depressing books. They're good books,
But they're depressing.
but they're depressing as fuck. So why do you want me depressed, Dylan?
I don't want you depressed. I just really want you on this journey with me, best friend. She loves me.
We are not even going to be doing a wine next time, everyone.
We're doing a cocktail.
Because these books are going to make me need a cocktail.
I'm very excited.
And this is Dylan's favorite author, everyone.
So I cannot wait for you to pull up a chair, grab a nice little cocktail, and have a sip with us.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our video or our podcast listening people on Spotify and Apple.
We are obviously very happy you did join us for our Sip It Back episode 2, and we will see you guys next time.
Cheers.
And remember, because we are ending our Hunger Games, may the odds
Forever
be
being
in your favor. Cheers, everybody.